There comes a moment in every believer's life when they feel disconnected. A strange emptiness fills the heart. Salah feels robotic. Du'as feel unanswered. And no matter how much you try, your heart feels distant from Allah. You might ask yourself, why do I feel spiritually empty? What is wrong with me? But what if I told you, this feeling is not random. It has a cause and, more importantly, a solution. Spiritual emptiness is not just an accident. It is a sign, a warning from Allah that something needs to change. It is as if your heart is crying out for nourishment, for closeness to its creator. But here's the terrifying reality. A heart that ignores this warning will continue to harden until it no longer feels anything at all. And that is the most dangerous state a believer can reach. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, warned us about this when he said, "There is a piece of flesh in the body, and if it is sound, the whole body is sound. But if it is corrupted, the whole body is corrupted. Verily, it is the heart. Your heart is the control center of your Imaan. When your heart is sick, your Imaan becomes weak. And when your Imaan weakens, everything else in life starts falling apart. If you feel spiritually empty, it's not because Allah has abandoned you. It's because something is blocking your connection with Him. And most of the time, that blockage comes from three major traps. Number 1. Shaytan has mastered one technique that works on almost everyone. He makes you delay. He doesn't tell you to stop praying. He just whispers, "You can pray later." He doesn't tell you to abandon Islam. He just says, "You can get serious about your faith when you're older." But here's the shocking reality. Later never comes. Every day, people die with unfinished plans. They thought they had more time. They thought they would repent later. But their souls were taken before they could return to Allah. If you keep delaying your spiritual connection, then understand this: you are falling into the exact trap Shaytan wants you in. Number 2. One of the scariest things about sins is that they feel harmless at first. At first, it's just one missed prayer, just one inappropriate video, just one gossip session. But then one sin becomes 2, 2 become 10. And before you realize it, your heart becomes numb. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, described this perfectly. When a servant commits a sin, a black dot appears on his heart. If he repents, it is removed. But if he continues, the dots increase until they cover the entire heart. This is how the heart becomes hardened, not overnight, but through small sins that pile up. Number 3. Look at the people around you. Do they remind you of Allah, or do they pull you further into distractions? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "A person is upon the religion of his close friend. So let one of you look at whom he befriends." Your environment can either nourish your soul or poison it. If you surround yourself with people who don't care about their Imaan, your Imaan will start to fade too. But here's the good news: you can fix all of this. And it starts today. If you feel distant from Allah, don't just sit there. Take action. Here's how. Number 1. No matter what you have done, no matter how many sins have blackened your heart, Allah's mercy is always open to you. He says, "Say, O my servants who have transgressed against themselves, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Indeed, it is He who is the forgiving, the merciful." Right now, stop everything and make sincere tawbah. Pour your heart out to Allah. Regret your past mistakes. Promise to change. And trust that Allah will forgive you instantly. Number 2. The biggest sign of a weak Imaan is a lazy attitude towards Salah. But Salah is not just a duty, it is your direct connection to Allah. If you are skipping prayers, delaying them, or praying without focus, then this is where your revival must start. Pray on time. Make ablution properly. Take a moment before each Salah to remind yourself, "I am about to stand before the Lord of the worlds." And watch how your heart starts to soften. Number 3. Your soul is like a garden. If you don't plant the right seeds, weeds will take over. Replace toxic habits with acts of worship. Instead of wasting hours on social media, spend time reading about the lives of the Prophet and the Sahaba. Instead of listening to empty entertainment, listen to powerful reminders about the afterlife. Fill your life with things that nourish your soul. Number 4. Find friends who remind you of Allah. If your current friends pull you into sin, then it's time to distance yourself. You don't need a big circle. Just 1 or 2 people who push you toward righteousness can change everything. Number 5. This is the most important step of all. Your Imaan will stay weak if your relationship with Allah is weak. Every night, find a quiet moment and just talk to Him. Pour out your struggles. Ask Him to guide you. Beg Him to revive your heart. And know this, Allah listens. Always, you are watching this video for a reason. This is not a coincidence. Allah is giving you a reminder before it's too late. If you keep delaying, if you ignore this feeling of spiritual emptiness, then you are choosing to let your Iman fade away. But if you take action today, if you decide right now to fix your relationship with Allah, then this moment could be the turning point of your entire life. So what will you do? Don't wait. One day you will run out of 1 days. Make today your day one.